Oh!
Did it get you?
Yep. Oh.
She rides like an angel. She's my Model A Mabel.
Welcome to the Model A Mabel neighborhood. Look, the buzzards are circling. We need to get Mabel back together so she doesn't look like a tasty treat. Okay, here are some flowers. This is the new head that Josh and I will be installing. This head had significantly less flash than the first head. In fact, it was pretty darn good. Except for, well, these 4 holes. Why all the other areas look good and not these, I don't know. But I'm happy about how the flashing looks. I then use a straight edge that has a tolerance of a 1/2 thousandths. I did not have any shims that go that low, so I used a light to show highs or dips. In the middle, it showed that the center was concaved a tiny bit. Keep in mind that the light shining through looks greater than it really is due to extended reflections. The outer edge was fine. The light you see there are stud holes and coolant inlets, as well as extended reflections. When I put myself through graduate school, I worked at a precision grinding shop during the summer months, as my older brother worked in that field and got me the work. For those in tool and die, I ran a Thompson and a Blanchard. I never ran a Madison. When this head was tooled flat, some heat must have caused the head to bow upward in the center a little tiny bit, effectively grinding an error into it. There are ways to tickle it into a closer tolerance. However, for this use, it is my opinion that it is not enough to worry about, as the gasket will handle the small concave just fine. If anyone sees it differently, please comment. I then checked the surface of the block. The center showed no signs of being out of flat, nor did the 2 outer edges of the block, so the block appeared to be flat.
Alright, now the reassembly process. It's always fun, can be a little tedious, especially when it comes to removing gaskets like this. I mean, this thing's probably been on there for eons, but for me, I just like to do it the old-fashioned, tedious way. You know, get yourself a razor blade and just slowly and gently work it off. For me, I like to get the gasket off in one piece. That's just a personal preference. I think it helps, you know, clean the surface a little bit better. And look at that. Voila, gasket's off.
The next step was to get the water pump off Mabel's original head.
Let's see what else. Three bolts. And the last guy over here, he might be a little. Get squared up. All right, here we go. There we go. How about that? The tedious fun part of working on old cars is doing this kind of thing, where you're just picking at a gasket for days. Help me understand.
I taped out the water ports, bottom edges, and a few of the holes. It is painting time. This is the second pass. Here we go. Now we have the third and final pass. Josh is cleaning Mabel's block, getting ready to install the new studs and eventually the gasket and head.
That's probably way too much.
Anti-seize was added to the threads. The stud height was checked to the book, the Model A Ford Mechanic's Handbook requirements.
Alright, this side is up. I want those first. Really sat down. Down there.
All right. The water pump was installed onto the head well at the bench.
You still got it? Are you okay?
Yeah. It seems to be stuck on something here.
Hold on a second. Let me come out over. Let me.
Okay. I'm just kind of hold it so it isn't.
Yeah. Okay. Just have to locate it. All right.
Okay. Now here's a lesson. Never, and I mean never, place your fingers under the head without grip and without an extra set of hands holding the head. Now, the water outlet receives its gasket sealant and the gasket itself. The nuts on the stud were hand tightened on the head, all except for the water outlet at this point. We are ready for the last two nuts to be hand tightened.
There we go. So I'm going to start off 35.
Yes.
All right. Let's begin.
With the head having a slight bow to the center, this pattern of starting in the center makes good sense to me, as it hopefully pulls down the center, allowing the ends to move in place. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
You got it. Oh, there it is.
Yep. 14. No, 14.
14.
Okay, now we're going to go to 55.
55. 4, 5. Lock. All right. 10 more foot-pounds.
Okay,
All right.
we'll see how much you remember.
1.
The new spark plugs were set to 35 thousandths, placed in and torqued to 25 foot-pounds. Time to get the distributor ready to distribute.
Oh, yes.
Yes, this tab right here is nowhere in alignment with that.
And
because there's a gear that turns there, there's latch there, there's a gear that turns the distributor, there's a gear that turns up in here, and it fits in that spot. All that stuff adds up to latch.
The concept of getting everything lined up, timed, and set up on the distributor made my head explode. However, Josh had control of the situation and successfully set up the distributor and timing. Time to button up all those loose ends. This was in here, right?
Yep.
I heard talk about how to put the Josh tightens up the distributor screw and nut. That's just hand tighten there. Out comes the timing doohickey in the front.
Flip them back the other way. All right, so we need to tighten up the belt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a 9/16.
You want me to hold something over there? No.
Yeah, actually, see if you can. All right, ready?
Yep.
I don't think it needs to be super duper tight.
I think that's. The next day, the coolant was added and the oil was changed. Let's fire up Mabel. Come on, Mabel. Come on. Yes. Yes. The squeaking noise you hear ended up being a loose front window knob on the driver's side.
somebody in a Model A. I mean, albeit they were on the bike, but you did pass them. But I love that noise. The gears.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, it feels like a rocket.
Yeah, feels good.
Man, this thing's fast. I know. Yeah, she's sporting the hot rod look right now. White walls and all. All right, let's head back to the house so we can start checking stuff over again. Yeah, I did. The shirtless cowboy?
What did I learn from this experience? Well, my old body, such as my lower back and my hands, just wasn't up for this job. None of this would have happened if it hadn't been for my step-up son, Josh. His experience, knowledge, and youth made it all second nature for him.
See, I'm looking at the engine from the reflection of the headlight. Just, keeping an eye on things, yeah.
He spent 12 years in the United States Air Force and worked on the C-17s, C-130s, and A-10s. Further, he spent 4 years as a drone technician in the Aero Sun program. He also worked as a mechanic for Goodyear and Firestone. But most important, his favorite pizza toppings are pepperoni and jalapenos. He currently works as a quality technician at Rainburg Irrigation Systems. It is all that history of his that made it possible for Mabel to be successfully back on the road today. I am fortunate to have him around, as I can see my limitations on this hobby. Although that's not going to deter me from enjoying Model A Fords. Once again, my hat's off to my step-up son, Josh.
Yeah, that spring's probably weak. It's not pulling it back all the way. Right? Well,
Good.
I called fix, sir.
All right.
There you go.
All right. There you have it. 4 heads later. Thank you for watching Model A Mabel. If you have subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, please do. Hit that like and remember, don't let your Model A turn into a crackhead.
To the Model A Mabel neighborhood.